All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shabbai, Shema, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. Yeah, I have this article laid up, and you're going to see the title of the lesson on how the elect will reshape the planet Earth, or reshape the planet. And I got this article. This is a very good example on how the very essence of the Earth through I'll just say a man, how I'll just reword it, how a man resolve and pretty much laying certain things down on the earth can actually change the very fiber and essence of the earth. You know, this guy right here, very, very famous in history, named, of course, Genghis Khan. I think he was in the Mongol invasion. I knew about this for months now, if not years, But I got with the brothers and we ended up, speaking about certain things, about dominance, and lordship, power on high, kingship. And I remember bringing this example out, and I had to look it up to make sure that it was so. I watched it on a video on YouTube a long time ago about Genghis Khan's so-called vicious campaigns, and quote unquote fun facts from him. One other particular one besides it speaks about him cooling the planet. They said that like a third or 1/5 of people in the Asiatic lands, it's a fraction. A good portion of a fraction goes back to his loins. All right, because he pretty much was pillaging, destroying, and planting the seed. That goes back even to the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't think of it right now. Dang it. But he was saying what's best in life. Conan the Barbarian, and he spoke about conquering the enemy and pretty much taking over their lands and hearing the lamentations of their women. So, nonetheless, going back on subject matter about the world in itself, how it's going to be actually shaped from the elect. I'm going to read a few of these bulletins, read a little bit of this, and get some scriptures. But it says in 1206 AD, Genghis Khan began the Mongol invasion, a horse-crazed, bow-wielding military force that swept through much of modern-day Asia into the Middle East and Eastern Europe. But aside from creating the world's largest empire, the Mongol invasion had another global impact that has remained hidden in history, according to new research by Julia Pongratz of the Carnegie Institution Department of Global Ecology. So I'm pretty sure that's from Andrew Carnegie, probably has his own institution. But yeah, in the ecology, global ecology, say he's mentioned. Genghis Khan and his empire, which lasted nearly 2 centuries, actually cooled the earth. In 1206 AD, Genghis Khan began the Mongol invasion of horse craze. Matter of fact, get to this part. Genghis Khan and his empire, which lasted nearly 2 centuries, 200 years, actually cooled the planet. It's a common misconception that the human impact on climate began with the large-scale burning of coal and oil in the industrial area, says Pongratz, lead author of the study in a press release. Actually, humans started to influence the environment thousands of years ago by changing the vegetation cover of the Earth's landscape when we cleared forests for agriculture. The answer to how this happened can be told in one word: reforestation. Yes. See, the so-called white man is big on deforestation. All right, he'll go to these different countries, and I think they say that they chop down trees. Apostle Gabal always goes into it, like the size of Panama, annually, which is known as, of course, deforestation, to take away from the forest. And that's why you have all kind of climate crisis all over the world. The world itself is damaged. The scripture says that, how the earth languisheth and mourneth, and it speaks about when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, pretty much they're shouting peace, as it is written in Isaiah the 14th chapter. The trees, the actual essence of the earth gets to relax, But going back, when the Mongol hordes invaded Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, they left behind a massive body count, depopulating many regions. With less people, large swathes of cultivated fields eventually returned into forests, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. You see? So, through the immense amount of death he actually put out, the balance of that was life thrived, you know? See, a lot of people don't want to stomach the power of balance, you know, because you have a lot of, even in this world today, it's a lot of useless eaters, a lot of people that just contaminating and damaging the very essence of the earth, you know, and that's why the Lord is going to click that huge restart button from the heavens, you know, to put things right back in its rightful order. And the study published in the Colossine Congress along with Carnegie colleague Ken Selderia and German colleagues at the Max Planck Institute for Meteorology compiled a model of global land cover beginning in 800 AD. But that's really the main point. Matter of fact, let me jump to the next paragraph. We found that during the short events such as the Black Death and the Ming Dynasty collapse, the forest regrowth wasn't enough to overcome the emissions from decaying material in the soil, explained Pongratz. But during the long-lasting ones like the Mongol invasion and the conquest of the Americas, there was enough time for the forest to regrow and absorb significant amounts of carbon. Yeah, Esau gonna try to put in the conquest of America. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. You know, he try to slide in what he doing, trying to make it seem like it's a honorable feat. Oh, they got European conquest of the Americas may have driven global cooling. Pre-Columbian Amazonians lived in sustainable urban society. But yeah, that's really the main point of the matter, which I think that's very, very intriguing. You know, and it lines perfectly up with the scriptures, you know, about when there's going to be peace on earth with the elect. Because the elect is going to be 100% pro the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, pro earth. Like, you know, when you was a kid, you watch like Captain Planet, you know, and he would, as a saying, you know, he was, like he said, Captain Planet, he's a hero saving, bringing so-and-so down to zero. I forget the exact saying, but as a kid, I remember watching bringing pollution down to zero. Watching that show, and you see how he pretty much turned the destructive nature of the world on its front side or his back side. You know, he flipped it, you know, and turned what was upside down right side up. So the elect is going to do the exact same thing. You know, thus saith the Bible. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You see? And it's another one that speaks about Proverbs 11:10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. You know, the city, states, the countries, to the actual world. And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Yeah, shouting of ultimately praises. You know, pursuing to verse 11, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Yeah, and by the mouth, which is really goes into the power, you know, of the wicked. And the wicked in today's time is the so-called white man and his as well as his constituents. All right, the other nations that he's joined alongside with, they have at a consolidated front destroyed and pretty much vanquished the earth. But when the elect are going to be put back in power, the essence of the earth will be brought back. The rivers, the lakes, you know, the different bodies of water, to the forests, the people, the land, you know, the temperature. You know, you ain't gonna need individuals that's gonna have to patrol and have to have a better federal budget allocated towards you know, like you have greenhouse gases and emissions and all that. You ain't gonna need all that in the kingdom of heaven, because what? The elect is gonna do all the work of cleaning up the filth of this earth. All right, the scripture says that we're going to tear down the idols. You know, it tells you in the book of Ezekiel how even all the, what's that, they shall not learn war no more. You know, all these bombs and all this destructive nature that's going on the planet Earth. In the kingdom of heaven, that's not going to be going on. All right, that's why we're known as what, the city of peace. When the city of peace is projected at the top of the mountains, is going to flow through. You know, like y'all, you say, the saying goes, SHIT rolls downhill. Well, the same thing, when righteousness is put on high, you know, elevated on a high plateau, is going to be is going to descend upon the common man as well as the common woman, all the way down into the insects, man. You know, because everything is totally out of whack. Pursuing the Psalms 82 and 5. All right, it says how the earth is pretty much out of balance. Let me get that real fast. Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Yeah, everything is out of whack, man. But when the elect are in the power, everything will be turned right side up, you know. So it definitely links up with that article. You know, was a small example, and that was a small invasion. It was big in today's history. But when the elect actually rummage through and clean up the world, that's going to be the biggest campaign on the face of the earth. You know, even being joint heirs unto Yahushua, you know, Yahushua kept even coming down with the mighty angels. All these things is going to be for the betterment of the actual universe itself, because everything is in harmony and everything is in balance but the planet Earth. So the Lord has to turn this place, you know, back right again. You know, so with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shavakakodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Shalom Akim.